So, Kyoko has, like, told me that this thing exists. And I guess this thing is supposed to give me information on cases? There, we definitely aren't lacking people who got it out for us. Them again? Ugh. The Paranormal Squad. I mean, I should like them. I have my own paranormal sort of like thing that I did once upon a time. It's just, they remind me of episode 18, where I was just like, really? This is what I'm doing? So every time I see them, I just think, Alright. Oh, I'm sorry. They're not a paranormal club. They're the occult club. Which I think is very different. Alright. Let's do some skeleton fuel, a mural, fish, unsolved, whatever. Oh! She's already solved them. Alright, case closed. Let's go, everybody. Bye, see ya. Let's not do this. Let's just not deal with it. What makes me drag my old bones out here every morning, I wonder? This place feels real nostalgic to me for some reason, but I can't pinpoint the reason why. What the... Miko. Let's go to the K Cafe. Where's Pete? Pete! Where you at, buddy? Oh, hey, Pete. How's it going?
Oh, it's you, huh? You know what I am? Because I don't. I don't feel anything at all.
What? Pete? He just disappeared. Pete. I'm so sad now. Let's check out the cafe. Oh, right. The K Cafe's over here. What the heck? Grab a drink. Stay as long as you like. An earthquake? No, I didn't feel anything. They're acting completely normal. Ah! Oh, it's you again. I've been waiting, you know. You stopped by yesterday afternoon, but you couldn't find me? You must have such bad timing. I've been waiting here forever for you. What's done is done. Let's just let bygones be bygones and start searching. My Miko, you see. He's inside this wall here. Digital wave vibrations? Oh. Nobody can feel them except for me and anyone else affected by the digital world. It's...
I don't want to know. It's better not knowing. Things are fine just as they are now. It's better if they don't change. Please stop. Don't wake me from this.
It's Miko.
No, I'm Pete.
Whatever you are, Miko, just come back to me.
No, I can't. That's too much to ask of me. I'm not... Please, leave me alone. Let things stay. Just the way they are.
I'm sorry, Miko. I'm sorry. Pete, we're coming after you. Ugh. Let's figure out where we are.
Why do you have to know who I really am?
Well then, Pete seems to be having an identity crisis. More than just the normal. Nakano Broadway Construction Part 1. Construction plans for Nakano Broadway were announced in 1959, ultimately taking 7 years to complete. The reason for the lengthy duration was due to a major issue that routinely manifested itself throughout the process. During land leveling, underground water leaked, resulting in an immediate halt to any and all work within the area. A large lake formed, and the site was left alone for a long time. Mysteriously, large fish appeared en masse, attracting fishermen. Records also indicate people bathed there in large numbers and that a child at one point drowned in the lake. Something terrible happened today. A strange Digimon appeared in the middle of my bed. It was so cold in there. Even when I called out for help, nobody came for me. But these two detectives eventually showed up. Kyoko gave me a name. She decided to call me Pete because I'm some sort of time capsule. Yeah, Pete. That's my name.
It made me so happy to have one. Names really are special things to have.
Keywords! Oh, we're getting keywords now! Oh, let's see. Hit me, heal yourself, right? Yep, it's your special ability. I knew it! Whoa, let's not. Okay, so Pete and his poor little identity crisis. We're gonna keep walking around until we find some more stuff. Nakano Construction Part 2. No blueprints exist for Nakano Broadway. 1961 saw the Japanese government commence its income doubling plan in order to re-energize the post-war economy. In tandem with unemployment policies, public work projects flooded the country, with major construction companies allotted huge budgets. Around 1962, one such project, the main route for the Shuto Expressway, was completed ahead of schedule. It was at that point that attention turned back towards Nakano Broadway. Idle laborers and resources were funneled into the area from central Tokyo, at which point work on the building commenced in earnest. It's likely that there wasn't time to even think of preparing proper blueprints for Nakano Broadway at that stage.
Yoshido really liked this girl named Fuyume Yuki. He always sits me on his lap and tells me all about her. Everything is perfect about her, he says. Her singing, her dancing, her looks, everything. He says she's 1 in a million among idols. I can't do any of those things. I can't sing and I can't dance. But what I can do is curl up and fall asleep on Yoshido's lap. I love doing that. I also just love hearing Yoshido talk to me.
That's sad. Part 3. With no blueprints to draw upon, concrete was poured and rebar was erected, tailored to the land around the site. When construction was concluded 4 years later, The final building had 3 underground floors, as well as 10 floors above ground. East Asia's greatest commercial building was therefore constructed on little more than sheer willpower. However, this came at a cost to some aspects of Nakano Broadway's integrity. The escalator, for instance, only connects the first 3 floors. Most of the underground floors have also gone unused in the ensuing years. Such quirks are a direct result of the circumstances surrounding the building's inception.
Yoshida told me once that he and his son have been having... Yoshido told me that he and his son have been to a World's Fair once. He said that the line to see the moon rocks was really long. So long it made them tired, but he said his son still had a good time. People also call Yoshido Chief Mizushima. His full name is Yoshito Mizushima. Yoshido is a big, important man in the computer room, so he doesn't get to go out with his son much. He's glad they got to see the World's Fair. I wish I could have seen the World's Fair with Yoshido too, but he and I are always together in the computer room. That's okay. I'm content.
No one cares about you! Hey look, more blue stuff. Part 4. In most cases, large commercial buildings are run by their owners. It was an exception to that rule. From the very start, shop and residential spaces alike were sold piecemeal. People who brought their real estate inside the building were then free to utilize it however they pleased. In the end, that meant the formal blueprints for Nakano Broadway weren't drafted until 8 years after the building was originally completed. Even in those early days, the building's layout had already become too unwieldy for anyone to fully grasp at that stage.
Yoshida always had me sitting on his lap. I love Yoshida. He always calls me Miko. Miko is a girl's name, but Yoshida gave it to me, so I love it.
I'm getting all these keywords. Finally, the keywords thing is probably becoming actually complicated. Ha ha ha.
It's dark in here. I can't see anything. I'm okay being in the dark. I'm not scared of it, but it's never been this dark before. Yoshido's not here. I don't even smell him. I can't go back outside. Yoshida, where are you? Please sit me on your lap. Pat my head again. Pete. Now you know who I really am. I'm...
Oh man. Oh man.
Who am I? Somebody tell me.
You are Miko.
That's right, my name is Miko. Yoshido's my friend. Pete is your friend. Yoshido's calling out for me, looking for me this whole time. He found me, Yoshido.
Ooh. Okay.
Miko, it's really you. I'm so sorry. You've been waiting for me for so long.
I'm the one who should be apologizing, Miko. I left you alone this whole time. I'm so sorry, my friend.
No, it's okay, really. You don't have to be sorry. I know you've been waiting for me since the day you had to go.
Miko. If it wasn't for you, I'd have never lived to see Miko with my own eyes again. I should probably explain, you see. Back when the vacuum tube computer room was still around, I lived here in this building, away from my family. That computer room was where I used to work. The only family I ever had with me the whole time was Miko here. I talked with Miko about everything there. My families, Fuyumi Yuki, anything to help me keep my loneliness at bay. He would join me in the computer room and we spent many, many hours together. Eventually, they closed down the room and sealed the whole thing off with a thick wall, like it was never there to begin with. I was around that time that I lost Miko, too. Couldn't find him wherever I looked. I had a bad feeling about where he might have ended up, and came back here who knows how many times to rescue him. But in the end, I couldn't do anything for him. I gave up and over time nearly forgot. Before I knew it, it's been decades since we've been last together. I can't thank you enough for making this happen. We couldn't have been reunited without you, kid. Thank you so much. Now we can go back to living together. I'll never forget this day. Bye, Pete. Not all mysteries in this world need to be solved. Nakano Broadway brings many things together. The spirit world and the world of the living, the normal and surreal, and now the physical and the digital. Truly nothing is impossible in this crazy hole in the wall we call home.